really excited about this actually. I'm just up here in my favorite place in the whole world, the High Uintas, but I don't exactly have a plan. I've got some ideas, but I don't really know where I'm going to go, so just whatever feels right. Great. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Um, One of my all-time favorite campsites in this area is actually just right up on top of that little rocky ledge, a little ways back there. It's a fantastic area, and I've actually never seen anybody back there other than myself. But I'm going to pass that one up and go another couple miles, I hope. Trying to keep the theme of the year going, which is um, just visiting new places, going to new lakes, new trails, new campsites, places I've never been before. Wow. Oh, man. This incredible view. The fish is that's actually really sad. It's stuck in some fishing line. I'm actually going to pull it out of there. Right as I was leaving Clyde Lake, I actually ran into a guy from the Forest Service back there who had been here for 8 days. He said just last weekend, the lake right here was almost, it was about 75% iced over. So just in 1 week, it's went from being iced over to clear of ice. And relatively, this particular lake, I was a little bit wrong earlier. I thought it was only about half a mile, but it's actually almost 1 mile. It was 0.83 miles from the trail. Well, I think I found a place to camp. I've only found just a handful of established campsites around the lake. They've all been really good, but I didn't want to settle for really good if great was right around the corner. And I think I found great for me. At least I got a little ahead of myself and I put the tarp on before the underquilt. So now I got to hunch over underneath there and hang my underquilt. Not the biggest a deal, but can't emphasize enough how beautiful this is back here. You can kind of see the lake. You can kind of see the lake there through the trees, and my camp's right over there. And I got looking at the topo map and found another lake up here. It's again, it's on the map, but there's no trail to it. And here it is here. Wow, it's amazing. That water running underneath that tree. The fish weren't biting, so I decided to have a little fun back at camp and build a chair. I just got my A-frame put together. I grabbed my wrong thing of paracord. I only brought like 25 feet, which isn't really enough, but yeah, we'll put something together anyway. Well, I tried to make a little chair, but I didn't really have enough paracord to do it the right way. So it was a good waste of time, but I'm probably going to cut my little A-frame chair up into some firewood. So I'm on my way to find another lake that's pretty close to my camp. It's on the map, but again, there's no trail to get there, so I'm just kind of bushwhacking through the forest here. And here it is. It was only about 5 minutes from where I'm camped. Great looking little pond. It's awesome. I'm trying to make a plan for tomorrow. I've got kind of three options I'm weighing in my head right now. The first one is waking up in the morning, and if there's some fish activity, I want to do some fishing. Um, Sorry, I've been a little sick, but so I've got a couple different things, ideas for tomorrow and tomorrow night. First thing I'm thinking is waking up in the morning and getting some breakfast in me, some coffee, and hiking to this peak right here. I don't necessarily think it has a name. It's like 11,253 feet according to the topo. But what I do know is if you keep going this way, it turns into the notch. So the notch is just right over there, about 3/4 of a mile. And that's just an unnamed peak. But I kind of checked it out, and you can scramble up the ridge right there, which would be gnarly. Definitely doable, and it'd be really fun. So I'm thinking about maybe waking up doing that in the morning, and then packing up and hiking 2 or 3 miles to another place that I have in my mind to camp for the second night. Another option I have is kind of continuing, just going around this no-named peak right here. If you follow it around, it goes to Abe's Lake, I believe. It's 1.5 miles, so it'd be a 3-mile round trip, which isn't very far at all, but there's no trail. So it takes quite a while to work your way through the forest, but it's really fun. And then the third option is just staying where I'm at. I have 3 lakes in my immediate proximity, and there's nobody here. Closest trail to me is just shy of a mile that way. All right, guys. This was supposed to be my last cast of the day, and I just caught dinner. So I'm on my way back to camp to build a fire to get dinner cooked, and I hear something in the tree. No big deal, right? There's always a bird in the tree. Well, I got a porcupine in my tree. But that's what I'm dealing with right now, and it appears to be pretty content. I put my fish in the river over there to keep it cold, and I walked away for 20 minutes to give that thing time to come down and leave, and it didn't do it. I'll get a little lemon pepper in there. It's a beautiful fish. It was so funny. It was literally my last cast. But I'm excited. Oh, that smells so good. It's just peeling right off the bone. So I'm about to eat dinner. Trout. Coffee first, then breakfast. Whew. I haven't had to put on my down jacket or anything, but it is a little brisk this morning, enough to remind you that it's still springtime. I got a little coffee in me, and I've decided the first thing I'm going to do after my breakfast is I'm going to scramble up that ridge over there to the top of that peak right there. Then morning coffee is over, so I'm moving on to breakfast. We got some banana nut protein infused Quaker oatmeal. Breakfast of champions. It's 10 after 8. The sun's just coming up over the mountain, and I'm on my way to the mountain. I'm about 1.5 miles from the nearest trail and a very popular lake. Whew. This is brutal. I'm just working my way up the side of the mountain, trying to take the path of least resistance, which seems to change every 30 feet. Just when you think you're making progress, this happens. Just trying to find a good way to work my way up this boulder field as safely as possible. It looks like I can go around it and then up over here, which is to watch every step. It's 10 after 8. I left my camp. I'm sorry, it's 10 after 9. I left my camp at 10 after 8, and I'm finally on the saddle. It took me exactly 1 hour to get here, and that was a lot of scrambling. Wow, look at what this opened up to. It's breathtaking. That's where I'm camped, that lake right there. And if you're familiar with the area, if you can hear me over this wind, if you're familiar with the area, you'll recognize all this right here. This is very, very popular. And the trails stop about right here where those three lakes are. Wow. Oh, this wind. Awesome. I'm gonna put my camera away and start hiking down. It's gonna probably take me longer to get down than up. Wow. I don't know if you can see how steep and rocky that is, but that has been quite the quest coming up and down this. It's kind of one of those sucks you just have to embrace. It's been pretty gnarly. Yeah. I've been sick. I was really sick last week for almost 7 days, and I've still got a cough, so I didn't sleep too well last night. I was up all night coughing. My stomach hurts because I was coughing so hard. So I'm going to have another cup of coffee while I plan my next move. Whew. Been a busy, busy day. Had a great day hike. Did a little bit of fishing. It's getting to that time that it's the hottest part of the day, so I'm just kind of relaxing in my hammock for a minute. I got about 40 minutes left of the show that I was watching that I fell asleep to last night. Classic. Over the top. Wow. Amazing. Look at that. Just amazing. It's beautiful around every corner. I have a little ultralight, if you will, backpack that I bring with me when I'm backpacking, and this is what I load up most of the time when I do my day hikes, depending on where I'm going. It's really great. It actually folds into itself in stores about the size of a baseball. I actually got it uh, at Sierra Trading Post in Salt Lake for like 14 bucks. But I was asked what I carry on a day hike, and it really depends. I can show you what I have in here right now, though. Got my 1 liter water, 1 liter water bottle, smart water. Obviously, that's not smart water in there. That's filtered water from the pond. Since I plan on doing a lot of fishing, this is all my fishing stuff. If you want to know what's in there, I mean, you went and asked. First aid kit. It's actually got a lot of pretty good stuff in there that I could really probably cut it in half. I don't need all that stuff, but it's nice to have if you do. About the only thing I ever use out of there is a Band-Aid every now and again. There's some Neosporin in there that works good sometimes too, though. Next is my firearm. This is an everyday carry for me. I don't just carry exclusively when I'm backpacking. I carry everywhere. Um, it's a Glock 43. Other than that, I've got some Nature Valley biscuits and a bandana. That's all I have in here, and I've hiked all over the little valley that I'm in with kind of just this and this only. Color. It's big, it's healthy. And I got trout dinner again. Man, that smells incredible. Surprising how inefficient that is without the wind cover. The grand finale, dessert. All right, guys. Yeah, well, about 10 o'clock at night, and I have dinner ready. I'm not going to film myself eat. I don't want to watch you eat. I'm sure you don't want to watch me eat, but look at how big that fish is. You can have that smoke a little bit. I got a pretty decent sized bag of stuffing ready to eat, and that fish right next to it. I got two sides. Oh my goodness. So I just got up, put some of my shoes on, and sat by the fire for just a minute. It still had some coals, so I threw a log on and it sparked right up. I sat by that for a minute, which is nice, but I'm tired. I just can't sleep. So I've found my way back to my hammock, and I've got my phone back out, and I got some decisions to make. I got a couple classics to choose from. I don't have much storage, so I can only hold about three movies at a time. I already watched Over the Top. But now I've got some old Van Damme movies to choose from. Kickboxer or Universal Soldier? I don't know. It's a hard decision. I just got packed up. Had breakfast, had coffee. Obviously I had coffee. It's kind of a center point of every morning. But I'm on my way. So this here, right behind me, is Clyde Lake. Those of you that are familiar with the area know how popular this area can be. It's a busy area. There's nobody here. All the really great campsites just on the top end of the lake there, between Clyde and Three Divides. There's nobody. Yeah, I got to Wall Lake. Really pretty. One of the bigger lakes in the area. So that's Mount Watson right there, and I was on the back side of it, a ways back that way. It's just 1 hour, not 1 hour. Parking lot's right here, and it's about 10:30. So I left camp this morning at 8. Gave me 2.5 hours to make it back to my truck. Not so bad. Wish I had more time to spend up here.